A meeting took place on Wednesday last week with Allchurches Trust, a grant-making body. The Mission Committee prepared a PowerPoint presentation to show all the many and varied activities that go on in our building already, and also the vision that we have for its future use. It seemed to us that members of the congregation might appreciate sight of the presentation, to be reminded of what we did pre-COVID, what we are likely to take up again, and what plans we have for the future. If you're mostly in the church just on Sundays, you might be surprised by how many things we are involved in beyond Sunday worship. So, what is our vision? What are we doing? What will it look like? And who will appreciate it? We're proud of our town centre location. We're proud of our history and our legacy, a Methodist presence in the town since 1832. And we believe strongly in the good news of the gospel preached Sunday by Sunday to the regular congregation. But we know that we also need to be relevant, practical and forward-looking. Relevant to the people passing by, the busy mums, the young people of the town, the lonely, the hungry, the homeless and the bereaved. But we need to be practical. We need to judge what part we play and what part others play. And we need to be forward-looking. COVID-19 has helped in this respect. It's forced us to see and to do things slightly differently. So what's our vision? Why are we doing what we're doing out the side here, if you've seen the pictures or you've seen it for yourself? And what will be different as a result? Our regular membership is 153 and our regular morning congregation pre-COVID was somewhere between 80 and 100. But as you realise, we now offer both in-person and online worship options. The dementia-friendly Sunday service was very popular and we will return to doing that. A couple of photos there. And Knit and Natter, a marvellous fortnightly gathering out in the hall there, and it really has addressed a need for the isolated. What you saw during the service, Jill using Makaton, and she is learning that as a result of a challenge from one of the regular members of the congregation with learning difficulties. And we intend to offer a regular activity suited to people with learning or physical disabilities. And the changing rooms, toilet facilities that we will have built into the project will make it a very useful and relevant venue for such activities. So Jill is talking, we are talking with Wiggly Willow, the cafe up the Hockrell Road, and Home Farm Trust, Grove Cottage and St Elizabeth's. Do you realise that a Bulgarian church meets every Sunday afternoon now on the premises? I know you know about the food bank and their use of the back rooms of the church 3 days a week. Kickstart is planning to reopen and the church bookstall will have a much enhanced presence at the entrance of the building. So here's a picture of the Bulgarian congregation doing their weekly service, and they're very much a young family congregation. This is Bobby's gratitude. All that we do is to reach the Bulgarian emigrants and to help them integrate better into UK society. The value of our evangelical faith has its roots from the English revivals, one of which is Methodist, and we are very grateful that you've given us the opportunity to develop our Bulgarian fellowship. And food, the meal after the service is particularly appreciated, and therefore they're really pleased that the facilities in the hall will be much improved.
We've got our own offering to young families too. Lunch Bunch was a couple of years ago during the summer holidays. We offer nursing mothers the chance to come in at any time, and one of the initiatives was a teddy bear tour. As you know, Boys and Girls Brigade regularly use the church. They're very long established and definitely expected to return. We have a defibrillator at the back of the church here, and when it was installed, we offered training to the members, but also to the general public. The food bank, they've moved around and used every single room during the lockdown. They have now retreated back to their space in the back hall. They've taken over, not completely, but they are using and have created storage space at their own expense in what was the youth room. And they are really keen that when people can come in again to collect food boxes, rather than what they're doing at the moment, which is to deliver them out to them, and they find that a bit impersonal, they are very keen that the space is welcoming. They've gone way beyond what they were doing pre-COVID in terms of numbers, but also in giving out a much wider and healthier range of fresh fruit, vegetables, bread and meat vouchers. And they also give out a wide range of toiletries and essential cleaning materials. And we have the vision based on what Barbara Glasson did in Liverpool of baking bread in church, partly with the food bank families, but with others too. Just that sense of standing alongside somebody kneading the dough for 10, 15 minutes and ease of conversation, and then sharing food together, and then taking away the bread that you've made, a loaf to feed your family and maybe a loaf to give away. Do you remember the fundraiser we had, a folk couple? It was a joint fundraiser for Food Bank and for our redevelopment project. Seems a long time ago now. Kickstart has been based here since 1994. It was an initiative of what was the Luton Industrial Mission at the time, and Kickstart started and will certainly be back very soon, we hope July. Equally, the bookstall, thanks to Ruth particularly, but others, the same impetus from the Luton Industrial Mission Challenge, and they will reopen, but in a different shape, around the curve of the ramp in January. So we are creating out there a modern, streamlined hall with access through to the sanctuary and on the same level. That is really important. The whole premises being accessible to everyone with no different disabled entrance. And the design includes a adult disability changing places toilet, as I mentioned before, and a curved ramp. We intend the premises to be open mornings and afternoons with a low-key but friendly welcome. We're aware of the loneliness of many older people and young mothers in particular, but many other age groups too, but including those moving to the new estates on the edge of town. We intend offering the space, not just expecting to do it all ourselves, but to work collaboratively with others, and intending to complement the work of other churches and organisations in the town, not competing with them. You won't be able to read this very well, I'll read it out for you. We plan to offer the space for events such as a volunteering open day, a jigsaw festival as we've done before, art society and photographic society exhibitions, craft exhibitions and demonstrations, music workshops, model train even, and puppets. This was the Jigsaw Festival a couple of years ago. It wasn't just on the day that there was benefit, but in the whole period of months leading up to it, jigsaws were taken out to people who were housebound or a bit bored or a bit lonely, and it was a really good way to keep in contact with people and to help them pass the time profitably. I don't know if you realise, but the acoustics of this sanctuary are very much appreciated by the local choral society and Sinfonia. the town band and the Salvation Army band, along with the ambience and the welcome that we offer. And we can improve on that offer by the entrance that will be created by this window here, through to the hall and backwards and forwards, enabling us to serve refreshments at the end of Sunday services, but also for big concert events much more safely and more speedily. So here are a couple of the Choral Society events. Do you remember the British Georgian Music Academy concert a couple of years ago? The Salvation Army Band concert and one of their anniversary meals. And Megan, who's leaving very sadly next month, as a church without a building, she said, it's been invaluable to us to be able to approach our friends at the Methodist Church for use of their premises for different events that we have wanted to put on. Over the years, they have allowed us to hold tea meetings, coffee mornings, community lunches, a regular Christian Keep Fit class, and our regular annual Christmas carol service. They're always willing and supportive of opening their church for the purposes of mission and graciously come alongside us to support and get involved, never trying to take ownership due to it being their church. Their missional outlook of their buildings is also reflected in the way they use the building themselves. Bishop Stortford Church, in inverted commas, both physically and spiritually, is a place that welcomes anyone to call it home for the purpose of serving God. That was Megan's wording. So a couple of pictures again, Spud and Pud and coffee mornings. Christmas, we do well and imaginatively. Jill, this was the very recent sponsored bike ride to Blackpool, but she's been here since 2017 and she plans and hopes to stay till 2025. She brings a hugely broad range of experience and skills in her past work, volunteering and ministry contexts. I'd say she's a bright and creative mind. She's full of ideas. She creates rapport. She's easy to get along with. And she's got a clear sense of call to this ministry in this place at this time. So just a list of the regular bookings that we believe are likely to return. The National Trust, the U3A, the Chess Club, Choral Society, Sinfonia, the Town Band, the Swan Court Residents Association, the Photographic Society, the Clarion Housing Group. We've been used for Stansted Airport consultation days and as a polling station, the Bible Society, the Salvation Army, and Oxford House. There was a link through Vale House in the past, and now they've used us for recovery through activities. So we started with the question, what is our vision? Why are we doing this? What will it look like? And who will appreciate it? So have we answered the question to your satisfaction?
Indeed, and just to say, nothing certain, but the grant-making officer from Allchurches Trust was very impressed by the work that the team and the presentation that they've done. So we will await a decision in mid-July to beginning of August, I think. But we do have good news in that the East Herts Council has now given us a grant as well for £8,000. So that's very good news indeed. Thank you for all of you who are working so hard. Please support the fundraising initiatives that's in the notices. And look out for next week, the end of next week probably, there will be another On the Level which will tell you in how things are going, possibly with some pictures of the work in progress. Thank you for staying, and take care and stay safe, and thank you, Lynn.